Hi, welcome to my another video on ChatGPT. So this video you can say it's on ChatGPT, or you can also say it is on the drafting, especially in the specialized technical matters, or you can say this video is on medical negligence because it's there quite a bit of overlap you'll find in this. So, guys, I'll give you the background of this video, and then I'll tell you what the objective is, what I'm going to tell you or share information with you through this video. So, one of the areas where our firm focuses on is the medical negligence cases. So we have got quite a handful of them. The problem with medical negligence is that it's highly technical matter because it's a specialized field, the medicine. We as advocates, there's only a limited scientific knowledge we can have, only limited research we can do. So our reliance on doctors is very high. And what I have seen more often than not, that doctors are not very forthcoming in assisting the clients in medical negligence cases. So invariably, what happens is that the cases are not registered against the doctors, or even in case they are registered, they are not tried properly because everything boils down to that lack of knowledge. So there is one of the cases which I am doing is which is I'll not be sharing too much of the client details here. Not that I don't have a consent, just that since it's under trial, so I would not want the actual details to come in the media. Now, so this is a client who lost his brother, who was about 32 years of age, in one of the leading hospitals in Gurgaon. Now, he was a healthy male who suffered from kidney stone. So, doctor operated on kidney stone, but there was an injury which doctor inflicted at the time of surgery, probably because of his negligence. Because of that injury, there was a renal failure. The kidney had to be taken out. Then there was insult to the other kidney also. That kidney failed. The person was put on dialysis. Subsequently, there was an infection. Then the small portion of small intestine was removed. Then the portion of large intestine was removed. Then complete large intestine was removed, and finally the patient died. FIR got registered in 2014, and the case is still under trial. And only about few months back, the client came to me after he suffered a lot of setbacks during the trial. So what I realized was that while he has made doctor the accused, he had not made hospital as the accused. So I decided that let me file an application under 319 CRPC, equivalent BNSS section, but I guess it's 350 or 368. So you can check for yourself. Okay. So in that 319 application, I had to give the probable causes of negligence and the probable failures of hospital by way of which I could make hospital the one of the parties, one of the accused. So, as I said, the client comes from very low income strata, so for him to hire a medic who can support the case by paying hefty fees was out of question, because a doctor would have charged good amount of money by going through the case papers, and the doctor still would have remained very, very theoretical. So what I did, I switched to ChatGPT. So while I can share whatever details I gave to ChatGPT, what was the outcome, but I think the best would be if in case I do it right in front of you. Okay, so I'll open my ChatGPT app. I'll put in all the details again, and then show you that how it assisted me in making my 319 applications. That's one. Second thing is that this you can also extrapolate to other matters which are very technical in nature. Maybe, collapse of a bridge. It's very technical in nature. Okay, a lot of science is involved, which we as advocates may not be aware of. Tax matters. Not every advocate is fully conversant with the tax laws. Okay, so a lot of things you can use it. So wherever you find that yes, you need a little technical expertise, I guess you, instead of just googling and then first struggling where to google and what to google, going to a resource like ChatGPT helps a lot. So over to my ChatGPT console. So guys, this is the entire application I made with the help of ChatGPT. And I'm not going to run through, but I'm just going to copy all the details which are here. Okay, and so that I don't have to punch it again. Okay, so the query which I have given ChatGPT is that there was a left kidney stone was operated laparoscopically. Laparoscopic surgery is basically a telescopic surgery where laparoscope goes into the body, into the abdomen, goes to the where the stone is. So it has got a cutter, I guess, and it has also have a laparoscope, which is a telescope through which you can actually see where your whatever device is going. So it was operated on 5th of April. Date is hypothetical. So the kidney stone was operated laparoscopically on 5th of April 2024. So the first fact. Second fact is the patient continued to bleed whole of next day. Okay, so that was the actual one of the allegations in the FIR. And then on 7th of April 2024, the kidney was removed. After a few days, the right kidney failed. On 23rd of April 2024, that is about little more than 2 weeks after the surgery, small intestine developed gangrene and a part was removed. These are the actual facts which were there in the FIR. And on 9th of May 2024, part of large intestine was removed. And on 22nd April 2024, even that remaining part of the large intestine was removed. So large intestines were removed in two parts. Then there was a death of the patient also, which I have not put. Let me put the death of the patient also. Say on, it should be 22nd of May, and on say 13th. 13th of June, the patient died. Okay, so now can you give me the possible causes and the failures on part doctor and the hospital. Okay, so now I have made a little slight change in this query, assuming that so this was I was doing specifically when I was filing an application for additional accused. But assuming that you had just got the case and you want to investigate, and you want to while you want to investigate, you want to understand what probably things could have gone wrong and whether there is a case at hand or not. So these kind of queries, if you are going to give to ChatGPT, you will actually learn a lot about the case, what were the possible negligences on the part of the doctor or the hospital, whether do you have a case at hand or not. So a lot of insights you will get from this. And even in case the FIR was registered or the case is already pursuing, and still you want to know what are the different perspectives from where you can further investigate the case. These kind of statements would definitely help. So let's see what the output is, and then I'll try and give a couple of more queries. So let's see what the output is. So it has given summarized my facts. we'll discuss as we proceed. So one is that first it has summarized my facts. Second thing is that it has given the possible causes based on medical understanding. So it would have gone to various websites like PubMed or WebMD. There are several sites are there from where it would have pulled the details. So continuous bleeding after laparoscopic surgery could suggest injury to major blood vessels. Here, probably one of the vein would have got ruptured, because when in the abdominal cavity you are inserting a telescope along with the whatever the cutter or tweezer, whatever they have, whatever they call. So there is a little possibility, because it's completely black hole. It's a complete dark when you are going in. The doctor is going in. He is not highly experienced. There is chances that he may damage several tissues, which could be of one of the blood vessels. So it says that could suggest injury to major blood vessel during surgery. Now, I guess this is not very uncommon. This is common. But the problem here is that when the bleeding was noticed, it was not fixed. So could also just failure to achieve proper hemostasis, that is stopping of bleeding during surgery. Okay. So I would not want to get into what coagulation is and what does it mean. This could be largely because of, if in case the patient is diabetic, I guess. Again, I'm not going to get into much of the medicine part of it. We don't need it right now. So then there is a removal of left kidney. If bleeding was uncontrollable, removal of the kidney may have been considered as a last resort. Yes, this is true, because the doctors did tell the patient, the kin of the patient, that if in case he is not operated and kidney is not taken out immediately, he may die within minutes. That could be true. That could be just a build up pressure on the family of the victim. But anyways, let's move ahead. But yes, doctors did say that kidney has to be removed immediately. However, intraoperative injury, poor surgical technique, or delay in managing bleeding can make the situation worse, which happened. Now, you're seeing what is happening. So, surgeon did the surgery and went off. Once he goes, then he is under the care of the resident doctors, the doctors of the ICU or the recovery ward, wherever he would be, the nurses, and that entire infrastructure is of the hospital. So first there was duty of care of the surgeon, but when surgeon completes his surgery and gives the patient to ICU, it is the duty of care of the hospital. And my objective was only to establish the duty of care of the hospital in my application. But if in case you are doing a de novo kind of trial, a fresh trial, then perhaps you will have to look from more comprehensive perspective, that what was the fault of the doctor, what was the fault of the nurses, what was the fault of the healthcare facility, etc. Then right kidney failure, again it has given some causes. Then gangrene of small intestines, most likely caused by sepsis or ischemia, that is loss of blood supply. Okay, so every organ needs blood. They are the blood vessels which take the blood to every organ. And if in case the blood supply is cut, the organ dies. And when the organ dies, it leads to then it's a dead organic matter which will continue to rot, and that is what the gangrene is. So it is giving me the cause of gangrene, and then the consequence, that is the death. Now it is giving the more relevant part to us, that what was the negligence. So during the first surgery, it has given the negligence. Then post monitoring. Now this post monitoring is what was of my interest in this application. So it has given ignoring continuous bleeding for too long. Again, once it is the duty of care of the hospital, of the healthcare facility, it is negligence on their part, because they were not able to control. Then decision to remove the kidney. Again, this could be right decision, this could be wrong decision. That will lead with the evidence. Infection control, I don't think so. Too much of negligence is there on the hospital part, because when the patient is in the ICU, the the ICU based infections are very common. Okay, then general hospital admission failure, that is possible negligence, inadequate ICU care, lack of proper surgical team. Okay, so it has given. Trust me, I am still not very happy with the output. Okay, so let me now show you how we have to further query it so that we get the actual content which we can put in our application, which is convincing enough for the court to call to summon the additional accused. So my probably next query would be, is it possible that a part of intestine was ruptured during the surgery? No, this is a very layman kind of lay question. So I'm not specifying which intestine because a normal person may not know that there are two intestines and which intestine could get ruptured. And then I have used the word ruptured, which is more of an English word rather than a medical word. So it does say yes, there is a possibility that there was intestine was ruptured during the first laparoscopic surgery itself, and then it has given its own conclusions. Okay, again, I'm not getting into merits of it, but most of the things would be quite in the range of possibility. Okay, so I'll give a command that. So I'm just keeping it a little open. I'm saying that give me the points of negligence of the medical practitioner and the healthcare facility to frame my arguments. I'm not giving a specific query to frame an application for me. Okay, because I just want to keep it generic. So it has given me the negligence on the part of the doctor, the surgeon. Okay, then negligence on part of the healthcare facility, it has given me. Again, I'm not getting into merits of it right now. Okay, but trust me, they are all reliable thing. Again, they will be in the within the realm of possibility, if not certainty. And during the trial, initial stage of trial, we just need the possible causes, and as the case proceed, we can, by evidence, we can lead a lot of things. Got it? And it will also give us a lot of points for us to talk to the doctor. So, for example, if in a medical negligence case, we have a medical practitioner also on board, then the doctor may not have a complete idea that on which direction he has to give his opinion. So when you will get all this data, whatever inputs it giving, all this information, then you can give it to the doctor and say that no, give me the substantiate each of thing what ChatGPT is saying, or what information we have dug out, what is possible, what could not be possible, how we can substantiate things, etc. At least it will give a direction of thought to the doctor on board. Okay, now the last thing, this is how I will finalize my case. If in case I am drafting a complaint, this is how I'll do it, because I have to now, if in case it's a criminal case, to establish the criminality as per the existing law, I have to bring it within the gambit of something called gross medical negligence, which unfortunately is not defined in Indian law. And since the law of medical negligence in India derives itself from the British law, so there is a very large, very landmark judgment of courts in UK, which is R versus Bateman, where the definition of gross medical negligence was given. Unfortunately, I have not seen any of the judgments of any of Indian courts where this judgment has been cited. But I have started to cite this judgment to define gross medical negligence, so you may also use it. So this R versus Bateman, it defines the parameters of when a negligence would be a civil or a civil tort, or when it will be a criminal offence. Okay, so again, I'll reiterate what command I have given is that can we bring it within the gambit of gross medical negligence against both the doctor and the health care facility based on the definition of gross medical negligence in R versus Bateman. Yes, absolutely. And then now it will structure all the. So one is that it has given the definition of gross medical negligence, then how it applies on my case, and then the legal standing. Jacob Matthews, it's a popular case. We all know about it. Okay, now uh, the last thing is I am giving only CRPC sections to ChatGPT because ChatGPT I don't think so still updated itself on BNS and BNSS. Okay, please draft a criminal complaint under section 200 of the CRPC. Read with, in fact उल्टा होना चाहिए था, but let it go like this. 153. So I've said that please draft a criminal complaint under section 200 of the CRPC, read with 156.3 against the doctor named John Doe, imaginary name, and the healthcare facility called ABC Corporation. Hopefully, we'll get a good output. Finally, this complaint is there. The facts which I gave are there. Of course, we don't have to mention grounds in the complaint, but then I don't know what format ChatGPT uses. We can structure it. Okay, now I can also say वो थोड़ा लंबा कर देंगे. It will look easy for police to investigate the matter. तो काफ़ी सारे इसमें मेडिकल टर्म्स डाल दिए हैं, बट दैट्स ओके. अब ये आ गए स्पेसिफिक एलिगेशंस आ गई. सेक्शन में काफ़ी सारे ऐड कर दिए. क्या अभी उसमें नहीं, वी विल नॉट गो इनटू द मेरिट्स ऑफ द सेक्शंस. क्या क्या मेरे को लगाना है वो भी आ गया है. क्लोजर्स fine. So now either I can copy paste and paste it in Word document, or I can say that just write it into तो मैंने बोल दिया भैया मेरे पास टाइम नहीं है, तू इसको डाउनलोड वर्ड फाइल में डाल दे. वर्ड फाइल आ गई है. यहाँ से कॉपी पेस्ट करूँ या वर्ड फाइल को कॉपी डाउनलोड करूँ, वन सेम थिंग. So that's it for the video today. Hope you would have it will be of some use to you, and if it is, then please do share it with your friends, like it, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.